Hello, kings, queens, beautiful people. I know it's been so long. I know your girl done did it again on y'all, pulled a Houdini on y'all, but I'm back in 2025. Listen, tribe, I need y'all help. First of all, thank you to all of my new subbies. I love all y'all so much. Thank y'all for your support. And thank you for the day ones who always keep me encouraged and keep coming back, checking on me, asking me, about, what's going on, what's new, where's the new post, all in love. I really appreciate y'all. I got the best tribe of people ever. Even just the passerbys, y'all cool too, But anyways, listen, 2025, I got so much content, you feel me? So I'm trying to put out at least 2 videos a month. That's not that much to ask for, you feel me? So y'all hold me accountable. If y'all don't see them, you know what I'm saying? Throw some comments under some videos, you feel me? Like, yo, where you at? So I need y'all help. Please help me stay accountable. But listen, Linda, I ain't even gonna hold y'all. We just gonna hop right into the main event. What's up with these colors? Like, it's been a minute, you know what I'm saying? I really appreciate all y'all for contributing in the guessing games of what I use to color my locks. Some of y'all was close-ish. Some of y'all was really close, you feel me? But what's up with them colors, man? I feel y'all. So I'm gonna have everything split up for y'all into little chapters so you can skip wherever you want. The chapters will be in the description box below, and everything that we talk about as well. The tools, whatever I might be using is gonna be in the description box down below. And if anything is missing, if there's any more information that I leave out that you would like to know, just leave a comment for me down below. So there's gonna be 5 different sections, right? So the first section, I'm gonna be talking about what exactly it is I used in my locks and where I got it from. The second section will be kind of warnings and things that could happen and how I got around them, and also just how I made some of the colors that I wasn't able to find. The third section will be the actual process of how I put the color in my hair. There's 3 different ways that I went about it. The fourth section will be a timeline of the color. It's gonna be kind of like a color-lapse timeline to show y'all what the color ends up looking like after a couple of months, after a year and a half. I recolored it after a year and a half. So the timeline will show you kind of a color lapse and what they'll be looking like over time. And in the 5th section I'm gonna have for y'all is gonna be pros and cons. So with no further ado, let's get into this. Permanent lock color, coloring Locs Blue Green, ocean color vibes, mermaid vibes, no bleaching, no dyeing. In 3, don't mind my fingernail, 2, 1. And it's me again. So we gonna take it back to July 2023. Y'all, I was so geeked. I was about to put this color in my hair. It was on. So I had these little lock sprinkles at the end of one of my locks. I think on this lock. And I had to cut them out because I wanted to put color on almost every lock. I put color on every lock but these 2 in the front and these 2 little sideburns. These are from my first set of locks. But anyways, I had to take those out, but that's gonna be the next thing that I do. They're gonna be fire, stay tuned. So this is the moment we've all been waiting for. What is it? What has she done? How did the color come to be? So it's just Afro kinky hair, y'all. It's colored Afro kinky hair, and I got it from 2 different places. I'll have one here and one here. One was Locs Sanity, the other one was Daxi Dreadology, something like that. They'll be right there. I'm probably saying that wrong, my bad. If you're enjoying this video, please go ahead and hit that little like button down there. Thank you so much for your support. All right, back to the video. So the first 2 that you see on this screen are from Locs Sanity. They had the more like Afro hair, right? The last one that you see is the one from Daxi Dreadology. We just gonna call the other one Daxi, right? The first 2, they had a really nice texture. Like, they had the texture of really Afro hair, you feel me? The last one, it had like straight hairs in it, you feel me? It wasn't as kinky, it wasn't as Afro-like. But this is the thing though, Locs Sanity didn't have all the colors that I wanted, or all the colors that I ended up wanting, because I was originally only supposed to have like 2 blues in my hair. Anyway, the Locs Sanity one looks more like this, right? Like, I'll show y'all one up close. Like, not too many little fuzzy hairs sticking up. You know what I'm saying? It stays together pretty well. I just redid the color, but I didn't do it on all of them. This is one that needs to get redone, but you see that it's just like, it's handled pretty well. It stayed pretty well. All of this color came out, but that was my fault. That's how I did it. I should have did it a different way that I did the second time around. So it's like afro hair, right? So now look at the difference at the one from Daxi. So this is what I'm talking about. I don't know if y'all could really see that, but it's like a bunch of little straight hairs straying away, you know? That one requires a little bit more maintenance. I'm not even gonna hold y'all. So yeah. Or they might have just had different colors that I didn't see on Locs Sanity, because I wanted a light blue. That might be your hair texture. That might actually work better for you. And the afro hair, you know, might be too rough, you know? So it's like, I guess what I'm saying is be aware that the one from Locs Sanity is gonna have more texture to it. The one from Daxi is gonna be a little softer and just has more fuzzies, is more maintenance. So another warning that I have for y'all is on Locs Sanity, what you see, the color you see, might not be what you get. Like, I ordered green, right? And on the website, it looks teal, so I was kind of eerie, but I was like, I mean, it says green, so it's gonna be green. Nah, bro. Actually, initially, I wanted teal. So I bought it off of the colors that I saw online, because online, when people are showing what they bought for the green, it was showing teal. So I was like, let me get that. Yo, what came in was not what I was expecting. So what first came in when I ordered their like green was this. And initially, I didn't want any green in my locks, because I don't know. It was always blue for me, and it's blue is my favorite color. That's it. But the green added to this, it just made it, you know, even more. You feel me? So it kind of added like the ocean vibes I was looking for. So I didn't mind. I ended up keeping it. But then the second time around, like a year and a half, almost 2 years later, I wanted to buy that same green. This time, this came. So this is what came initially. And it was the same color, green. This is what came initially. This is what came the second time. So I guess beware of that. But I called them. I think I contacted customer service, and they were really cool. They called me back and they just told me like they make different colors in different batches. So I guess you get what you get. If you really like what you got, I say order it again so that you have some for maintenance and stuff like that. And so yeah, the blues was also different, you feel me? The first time around, the blue was a little more pastel-y, I guess. And then the second time, this is the second time I bought the blue, it was more potent, like a darker blue. That one wasn't as noticeable though. I got the old one to the left and the new color to the right. So it's like the older one was, this is a little like midnight blue, and then the other one was like royal blue. That's it, that one wasn't too bad. So yeah, this is just showing y'all after a year and a half, the two color differences. It doesn't fade that bad, you feel me? It kind of turns like pastel-y. To me, it looks more natural as the months go on, or as you like wash it, as just life happens. So the light blue one was a lot more noticeable, the color difference. But to me, you feel me, it's still giving what I wanted to give. All of them ended up fading. So it kind of just looked like it was supposed to look that way. I didn't even realize they faded so much until I redid the color. So yeah, you basically have a permanent lock color, you feel me? Because the color doesn't really go away. It just fades into like a more pastel-y color. And then it just stays there. I don't really know how it's gonna look years down the road, you feel me? But we'll see, you know? And there's always maintenance. You can always re-put the color in your hair if you want it more potent again. So yeah, that's the green the first time. That's the green the second time. And if I order it now, who knows what I'll get. But I do have customer service. I can call them and ask them, do y'all have the ivory green or do you have the teal green? You know, they was pretty cool. I contacted them the first time and the second time. And both times they were really helpful. I will say that. Daxi, I didn't call their customer service, so I don't know. But Locs Sanity, they were straight.
Psst. Psst. Yeah, you. Don't forget to subscribe if you're loving the vibe. And to all of my new subbies, you're the real one.
So you can put the different hair colors together and you can make your own color, you feel me? If they send you the wrong color, or if you don't necessarily like the color that you get, but you have other colors. So right here, you see me just putting dark blue, light blue, and green together, and that's how I made my teal initially. I don't think I have any old teals. I redid them all. This time they sent me teal when I was looking for green, but you know, it all worked out for me because I wanted all of those colors. But you see right there, you know, it ended up being a teal color. All right, so now we getting into actually putting it in the lock, right? So the first thing I usually do when I'm about to, you know, mess with my hair, I brush it, I brush the lint out. Someone did suggest spritzing it first with my aloe vera or water or whatever you have, whatever moisturizer you have, spritzing it first and then brushing so that you don't damage the hair. So you can go ahead and do that if you like. I usually just take a medium, soft brush and just brush really my roots, you feel me, to get anything out of there so I'm not like getting anything stuck in my locks. So right here I'm just, you know, showing the growth of my locks. Those are two new little guys. They kind of grown longer now that I added in my locks since my lock count. So right there, I'm showing y'all what I did with the hair, you feel me? I didn't really know what to do, so I just started taking it apart and kind of just getting a feel for it. So I separated it, and I'm just trying to figure out what I was gonna do. These are the tools that I used. I used my crochet hooks. These little wood ones are cool too. It's just they be thicker, and you want a thin hook going through your lock so it's not hurting, so there's not that much resistance. But then you don't want it too small because it won't be gripping anything, you understand? Because they come like in different sizes of the hooks. So I have my tweezers as well, take out the lint, any lint in my locks. The first method I did, I kind of combined two methods, making the lock and then attaching it and then continuing to attach hair like that. And I did it this way because the first method I used, I cut my lock off, y'all. I don't know, I didn't really, it was like feeling it as I went type situation, you feel me? That's usually how a lot of things go with my hair. It's like discovery mode, but it's led me here, so I'm not even upset. So anyways, the first time I did it, I cut my lock. So right here, you see me making a lock. So you see it pulling hair from one side to the other. If you want me to drop a more in-depth tutorial on how to use crochet hooks, leave me a comment down below. Let me know that you are looking for that video. So yeah, as I'm making the lock, right, I'm also keeping in mind what I want the lock to look like, right? So that's one of the pros that I will be talking about later. You can really tailor make your own locks. So usually when you buy extension locks, they're like cylindrical, they all perfect, you feel me? They don't, to me, in my opinion, they don't really have personality. This gives you an opportunity to put some, you know, funk, some personality, some little razzle dazzle into your own lock. Using the lock hook to go in and out to make the lock. And you wanna be turning it every which way, you feel me, as you're going in and out. You want to go up, you want to go down. But when you use a crochet hook on yourself, you always want to go towards your roots so you're not pulling your hair out. But in this situation, you just go all the way around, just matting the lock up. So right here, you see me kind of pushing the hair up. That's because I was trying to make like bulges, you feel me? Because if you look at my locks, they have a lot of personality. They have some bulgy spots, they have some flat spots. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I'm just really trying to create the same type of lock that's on my head. I ended up taking the piece of lock that I cut and attaching it to one of these little guys. Yo, I'm always doing some kind of lock surgery. So this is the moment where my wise guy self cut my lock. I didn't have to do that. Later down the road, I realized, look at that, I'm freaking out. I realized I could just add it to my lock, you feel me? Or just comb it out a little bit. So yeah, that fallen soldier went to another place. So yeah, I combed out the end of the lock that I just cut off.
Don't forget, darling, stay hydrated.
And this is the lock that I made, right? So I made like a little bit of it. And then the fuzzy part that you see at the end, I'm going to attach to the fuzzy part of the lock I just combed out. Lord. Peaches. Yeah, peaches. So yeah, I meshed those two hairs together and I just started going to work with the hook. I ended up not using the 3-prong one as much. I don't know, I just didn't feel like I needed that. Yeah, right there I switched it up, used the 2. So right there you just see me trying to create like an ombre look, right, with my hair. So it looked natural, you feel me? So you see like the ombre look right there. It's not just like a harsh cut, a line, that would look crazy. So right there you see me creating the ombre look, turning the hair around. And I'm not even gonna hold y'all, it's easier looking in the mirror. It was really hard doing this, recording it, you feel me? So you're more able to get the feel for it and see what you're doing. But I did this for y'all, I did that for y'all. So this was a time that I got to kind of experiment with the length of my locks, the ones that I didn't like, that were a little shorter. Actually right here I'm adding a piece because I see a piece of hair. So you can also, if you don't get it right the first time, you can just take little chunks out and just stick it to wherever you see like patches of black or just patches of your hair, whatever hair color that you have. And then you can add it as you see me adding there. But yeah, I ended up putting more at the end of this lock because it's one that would like hang flat. I used to hate that. Like it used to like hang flat on my head because it was skinny because I had shaved, I think it was one on this side. I think it was this side. Anyways, some of my locks were skinnier, some of them, because when I started my locks, some parts were shaved, some parts were long, short. So yeah, this gave me the opportunity to even out my hair a little bit. So yeah, after you've gotten it on your head, you can really just start attaching locks. So I did 2 methods. One method, you can make the lock first and then attach it, like completely make it, measure it out, make sure it's the right length. Or you can, I'm gonna show you, I think it's the second one, the second method, you could just start attaching the hair. This way, I made the lock and then I also attached the hair. So I did 2 methods. Towards the bottom, as I was creating the lock, as I was going, the 3-prong one was pretty helpful. So the ones that have more little hooks on them, don't mind my fingernail, y'all. So the ones that have more little hooks on them help out whenever you're creating. I don't know, you just gotta get the feel to it, you feel me? Sometimes the 1 works, some people swear by the 1 hook, sometimes the 2 hook gets it done, you know, you just feel what you need. So I would suggest getting all 3 of them because you kind of just want to feel it out and see what makes the process easier for you, you feel me? So yeah, when I got to the end, I didn't necessarily bend anything. I wanted it to look as natural as possible. So I just really kept crocheting and kept squishing the hair together. You kind of get like this little rounded tip. I don't like it like super rounded or super pointy, right? So I wanted it to look like the end of one of my locks. I put the color on every single lock so you can't really see, but you can see it right here. See that guy and this guy. So yeah, I was trying to make a natural tip. You wanna take a piece of my heart again? I get it, 'cause I just don't know. Something in your eyes, the way you stare me that I like. I wanna let you go, but it's like something knows me tight. You might break my heart tonight. And then as you go, you can do the palm roll just to keep everything together as you're crocheting, and then hit it again with a crochet hook. So you're kind of helping making the lock that way as well. If you want the really cylindrical, perfect locks, you just keep doing that the whole time. When I make the lock, you know, you going sideways, you're going up and down. Sometimes you can make it more compact by going up and down like this through the lock. Once again, I can drop a more in-depth video if any of y'all want. So this is the second method, right? So the first method, my silly behind cut my lock off. I didn't need to do that. I really didn't like the way that lock looked though, so it was kind of like, yeah. I'm glad I started on that one, using that method. The second method, I comb out the tip of my lock, right? And then I attach the lock that way. I think I just started meshing the hair in, but you can just you know, you can comb the tip of the lock out, and then you can make the extension lock, like you see there, the fuzzy hair, and then have like some loose hair at the end of the extension lock, and then combine them like that. Or you can comb the end of the lock, which is what I'm doing here, and I just started adding hair and creating the lock onto my lock, right? So I just meshed the loose afro hair into my natural hair, and then boom, I just start creating a lock as I go. So yeah, in this method, you just kind of like scrunch hair up and down together, you feel me? You could just take like a chunk, and then, you know, just be mindful of the size and the shape and things like that. I'm kind of just like squeezing the hair together and then creating my lock and keeping my eye on it, making sure it looks how I want it to. You see me cutting the little loose hairs, right? But you never want to do that to your real lock, because the loose hairs are what creates your locks. That's the dead hair that comes together, and if you cut it, it's gonna be compromising your lock, you feel me? So it's just gonna make it weaker, gonna damage it. Here I cut it because it wasn't my hair, it was fake hair, and I was gonna add more to it, but I was also just being lazy, I'm not even gonna lie, because this motion right here gets old after a while. It took a little minute, this endeavor, you feel me? But like I said, it was worth it. Coming to the end, once again, you'll see I don't take nothing and bend it. I feel like that bend method kind of makes it look less natural. So I just keep going till I'm all the way down, and then moving with the two. Really, the end is easiest to do with the one needle, but you know, like I said, fill it out. Do whatever suits you the best. This one, I think I was trying to leave like loose hair, because that's one of my favorite things with my locks, like the little curly ends. I was sad when I lost those. So I was kind of trying to make that effect. You see the lock I pulled up. So boom, last thing, you just hit it with that palm roll, and then you're good to go. Once again, I'm being lazy again, I'm cutting it. It's probably, you know, not gonna be good for this either. It's gonna get loose quicker. But yeah, like, it looked just like my locks. I was really happy with it. So the third method, when I got there, I was like, dang, I could have been doing this. You just take the hair and you mesh it into your lock. So like, if I was trying to add a color to this, right? I wouldn't have to cut this, which was the first method I did, or take this shell out and comb it out, or just comb out this little tip and then start adding hair, which was the second method I did. This method, all you gotta do, take the loose hair, boom. If you want the color to start up here, you're gonna be crocheting it into all of this lock. I'm not gonna lie, this one takes a little bit more strength because you actually going through your lock, you feel me? Like, you're not adding an extension. So the first two methods really, it was if you're like extending your lock, right? I started some of them pretty high, you know what I'm saying? Some of them were short, but some of them I started the color up high, so I didn't want to keep cutting my locks or comb out all the way to there. So yeah, that's why the third method was so helpful, because it was an easier process. Yeah, I think I could say it was the easiest process, because you just gotta go through your lock. But with the first two methods, you're gonna get a more potent color, right? Because you're just taking all of that hair and creating a lock. Like, this is an extended lock. I think my hair ends like right here, right? So, I mean, you can get a potent lock if you add it to your actual lock. You're just gonna have to do a lot more work because you're going through your lock, like I said. This is it with my hair. Like, you can see the black, the color's not as like boom. I think this is an extended lock. So you see the color's a lot more vibrant. Yes, baby. But of course, my love. So now, as promised, we go ahead right into that timeline, right?
I did not intend this video to go this long, so I'm gonna go ahead and catch y'all in the continuation video. But y'all already know, in the meantime, between time, y'all be well, y'all be love out there to the world, because the world need love, and y'all be blessed. All right, much love. Peace, man.